Welcome back. You're watching Morning Live. Thank you very much for switching on. Now, the fourth edition of the Sounds of Celebration concert is set to take place on the 14th of March under the theme Breaking Down Racial Barriers, One Team, One Goal. The annual event is an effort by Education Africa and Sydenham's Shul to give 150 young South Africans a chance to celebrate social cohesion through music. The children will also have an opportunity to showcase their talents on the big stage alongside some of the internationally recognized performers. To tell us more about this initiative, we are joined in studio by the International Marimba Festival's director, Joan, Lithgow, and with her is Sound of Celebration organizer, James Urdang. Guys, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.
Just because Joan has been here before and she's also a part-time presenting on Morning Live. Joan, let's start with you. Maybe give us a background to the Sounds of Celebration for those that haven't heard of it.
Right, it's a wonderful initiative joined by Sydenham Shul and Education Africa, and it's there to celebrate social cohesion. This year we have 150 performers from the Gauteng area, from all walks of life, and a really, really exciting program with musical themes from sporting themes from years back with songs as evergreens like Chariots of Fire all the way up to Waka Waka, which ends the program.
Yeah. James, you know, we started talking about the power of music and how it has the ability to transform and change. And I know it's a constant conversation that we have, but until you actually see it firsthand, how you're changing somebody's life through music, you don't really get that sense, do you?
No, not at all. And I think what's also exciting specifically about marimbas, you don't have to be able to read music. So it's about sequencing and about giving children the opportunity. So we have a lot of marimba hubs as well that would lead into a lot of the teams that participate in the Sounds of Celebration event. And they are brought off the streets. They're given an opportunity after hours at school or sometime during break to practice and do things. And as much as people are trying to get into the soccer or rugby teams in a lot of these schools, so the disadvantaged kids, they want to get into the marimba band. And it's really exciting.
We talked about some of the numbers, about 2,000 kids in attendance, but the festival's in its fourth year. I remember talking to you last year about how this festival has also changed the musical landscape.
Right, so we've got two big functions in the year, Education Africa. The one is our International Marimba and Steel Pan Festival, which is coming up on the 29th and 30th of July. And then we have the Sounds of Celebration concert, which is coming up on the 14th of March, which is on Tuesday. And we have two concerts coming up before that. On Monday and Tuesday matinees, we have 1,000 children on each of the performances coming from disadvantaged areas that we're busing in and giving them an opportunity to see our young people perform. We've got 150 performers, as I mentioned, on stage, and 1,000 members of audience at two matinee performances.
Wow. This year's theme, James, how easy was it to come to this one team, one goal, looking at what we call it, breaking down racial barriers? I can only imagine it must have been a big talking point before settling on that theme.
Yeah, it is, and I think also all credit to Joan. It's a difficult theme because it's a theme that she has to write a lot of the music for as well. But I think it's an exciting theme. You've got social cohesion, and I think social cohesion comes through sport and music. We're combining the two. So, yeah, it wasn't that difficult. I think it's more the back end side that Joan's been writing that's been a challenge for her.
The theme is also, apart from the music, there's dialogue around it. We want people to understand what social cohesion means now, especially in a world of social media dominating headlines, right?
Absolutely. And so, you know, there are not too many opportunities in our world today, and especially in the arts, to actually bring people from different communities together. And we need to do that. And we as musicians, as elders of the, also as me as an elder of the community, we need to make sure that South Africa, when we leave this country one day, South Africa is a much better place. And through a program like this that we're doing, through Sounds of Celebration, we are ensuring that young people start dialoguing with each other and start bringing themselves together. And they're the future of our country. And if we don't facilitate this, who is going to facilitate it?
I think the other thing you're also touching on, which I think is very important, is that spirit of collaboration, because you need more than one entity to kind of make this work. Talk to me about this partnership between the two organizations.
Okay. Well, it's an Education Africa project in partnership with the Sydenham Highlands North Hebrew congregation. And it was a way that we joined up with them, because a lot of the funding comes from Jewish organizations and companies, and they want to show that they're also doing good in the community. And there's a wonderful rabbi there, Rabbi Stern, and he's got his hands very dirty every year in helping us get the funding. He goes so far in helping with our tickets and doing everything like that. So it's a true partnership. It's not about, okay, they'll raise some money, do something. It's about all round. And as Education Africa, we really chuffed with the project. I must say, over the last 4 years, it's grown a lot quicker than I thought. In fact, we've got 3 marimba hubs that we've already funded out of the program. We've got another 2 starting next year, just because we've grown so much, and we're still trying to sustain 9 marimba hubs as well overall.
Wow.
So
there's a lot of work. There's a lot of work happening. You know, I remember having a chat to you about a year ago, and we were talking about getting those young people into the system. I love the fact that you talked about we're busing them and all of that kind of stuff, but getting support and getting corporates to understand the role that marimba plays. And I love what James said earlier. You don't have to read music in order to play the marimba.
Correct. It's such a wonderful instrument, because it's what I call instant music. You literally can get a group of children into a classroom, and within an hour, if they've never played music before, they can never say that again in their lives, because they will have played and they will be able to play something. So I can teach within an hour. I can teach a group of 24 children a piece of music in 3 parts, and they can play it like professionals almost. And it's such a powerful instrument.
That's amazing, Joan. I think Lebo and I will take you up on it. We both have left hands, so maybe you can teach us how to play the marimba. Okay, that's International Marimba Festival Director Joan Lithgow talking to us, alongside Sound of Celebration event coordinator James Urdang, speaking to us about the upcoming event called Sounds of Celebration. That's taking place on the 14th of March at Empress Palace in Johannesburg. Come on, let's support it. Get your tickets. Take your family, take your friends, take your enemies. Take an ad break. Don't get away.